Holy shit. Yo, what's up, dudes? It's your boy, Scotty Smooth, man. This video, we're going to be breaking down a solo, I think it's 17 kills. I don't know, man. I think it's 17 kills. Ashika Island Resurgence for you guys today. And of course, this is going to be my gameplay I recorded. We're just going to give you guys some tips and tricks throughout the game. I feel like I've gotten a good amount of solo wins, so hopefully this helps you guys out, helps you get maybe a solo win, or helps you get better at solos, because we all know Resurgence solos is... It can be very tough, man. Trust me, it can be very difficult. Yeah, I've played a lot of solos, and there are things that you just don't have control over, but the things that you do have control over, hopefully we can help with that. So first thing, obviously, if you guys watched my previous videos, I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. I land the same spot or the same two spots every single time, regardless if it's Vondel or Ashika. Right now, they're in solo rotation mode, so the maps will rotate between the two. Have a spot that you guys land consistently, and when you do land, of course, that's going to give you an advantage. You're going to know where all the loot is. You're going to know where potentially those boxes are in Vondel that have your loadouts already, or Ashika. I don't think I see them in Ashika as often. Maybe they just don't drop right here or spawn here, but of course, as I'm looting, you know, primarily the first priority is the guns and the plates. Yeah, right now you're not really worried too much about your lethal tactical, because there might be a lot of people looting up in this area, so you want to make sure that you're prepared for a gunfight. Obviously, you want to try to find an SMG or an AR from the get-go. We hear some footsteps over here. I have the Lockman sub I found. High damage areas, bro, is very important when you're getting in these engagements, because if you're shooting the upper torso head, you're gonna put him out a lot quicker. You guys can see in here, I aim up. I'm not shooting at his feet. I'm not shooting at his legs. I'm trying to get him in the head, but upper torso, of course, is the next best thing. So we end up getting our first kill there. When it comes to solos, I'm very aware of just my surroundings. I'm trying to hear where people are at, because third parties are king in solos. We do see a couple guys fighting over here, so we decided to engage a little bit, but we're not pushing that too hard, because if you guys notice, we saw the Burger King dude on top of the roof, and we have no idea where that guy is. So when it comes to like not knowing where players are, there he is. He was in that corner. You gotta kind of approach it in a little bit of a slower pace. I know some of us are very aggressive. When you see gunfights, you want to really get up in there, bro. But when it comes to solos, man, you want to make sure that you're taking your time. You're trying to get an idea of where everyone is at before you just jump right in and start blasting people or trying to fight people. So we saw a guy over here. Actually, we didn't see him. He was head glitching. The TTK in this game is still pretty low. So in those type of situations, you don't want to fight back. You just want to get out, reset, replay, and go from there. And I feel like throughout this gameplay, man, I do that quite a bit as I reset, because I know I'm probably not going to win that fight, and that's a really big tip there. We do have 6K, which allows us to get a UAV, so we're going to pop UAV. UAVs are very important in solos. End game, actually, advanced UAV helps my ass out, so you guys are going to see that. But we have the UAV up now. We do see that there are a few guys, 3 actually, in this area. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into the gunfights. This guy here, of course, Burger King's back. End up taking him out. Third party and really easy, no plates. And then there was a guy right here we see on the UAV. We take him out. You know, really nothing that player could do, just wrong place at the wrong time. And as I'm going around the corner, I'm ADS, and you guys notice here. So right now I have the advantage because I'm not taking that millisecond of time aiming down sight with this M4. I'm already there, so I'm ready to just start shooting right when I turn that corner. And especially with the going back to like the low TTK, man, if you know where someone is, I highly recommend, if you have like a AR or something, aiming down sight as you turn that corner, but not only aiming down sight, also aiming at those high damage areas towards the upper torso, maybe the head, because again, it's going to down people a lot quicker and hopefully get you guys the kill. But when it comes to bomb drones, man, bomb drones I really like, not only just for their effectiveness when killing people, but also to get an idea of where people are at. We end up taking this guy out. I feel like I became a pro with these bomb drones, man. But I'm not only doing it just to go around and kill people, I'm also doing it as kind of like a recon drone type as well, because I want to see where people are at, as that is the most important thing in solos. Of course, we have enough now. Before I went and got loadout, always watch your money, bro. Always see how much money you had. I realized I had enough for UAV. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pop UAV. Guy lands right here, man. Easy takeout, especially when it comes to loadout drops. Be very careful because a lot of players are gonna be landing in that area. There's gonna be it's gonna be a highly populated area because obviously their loadouts there, they want that loadout as well. So don't just fly in on top of loadout unless you know it's 100% clear. On the UAV, we saw there were a couple guys over here. So, again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not really trying to push too hard. I heard somebody below me, so we took him out right there with the Bass P. If you guys want to see that Bass P video, I have a 20-kill Vondel win, so I'll throw that in the description using the Bass P. But you want to try to third party, try to get in those third parties, but before you know where people are at, play it pretty slow there and try to figure out where players are at before you just jump right in. This guy's landing in. We had the M13 in this gameplay, so we end up taking him out pretty easily. I think that was the guy we actually just killed. But if you notice, we did get high alerted from this area. So you can see we're getting high alerted again. The dude's on top of the freaking tower up here, so ends up sniping us. I think we've even killed this guy a few times as well. So we do have smoke. High alert's very important in solos because you're going to come across a lot of players that are hiding in a building. You know, they are on top of towers. You just don't know where you're getting at, where they're shooting from. And to have that high alert there just to show you where you're getting looked at, I think is the most important thing in solos. Obviously, Ghost is up there as well. But for me, man, at this point, I think high alert is what I'm going to be running going forward. There, of course, was that guy up on the tower we know, and there was the loadout drop, so I'm still remembering that the loadouts did drop over here, so I'm anticipating there being multiple people over here. High alert kind of saves us there. We pop around the corner and actually almost take this guy out. We don't get the kill there, but we do have the advantage. He's cracked and in kind of defensive mode, where I want to stay aggressive. Right now, we're pretty much just looking for this guy. We do hear a bomb drone coming our way, which I did not get the cue saying that bomb drone's in the area. So there are some footsteps behind us, man. We have 9K, and there is a fire sale going on, which will be in the third circle every time. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to buy UAV first, and I'm going to pop it. You know, sometimes you guys might get caught at the buy station just sitting there buying multiple things. Instead of me buying a self-revive, buying a durable, my priority is to see where people are at. So I'm buying that, seeing where people are at, taking them out, and then I can go back, get myself and my durable. So that's another big tip, especially with solos, because you're going to get a lot of players that might even be camping the buy stations. Before you start to buy some things, I recommend buying UAV, popping it, clearing the area, and then going back, buying whatever you need. Selves and durable are the priority in that case. 9 kills. This guy was flying down. Really easy kill. That's kind of the negative. Also, we do see this guy's guns, bro. That's one of the negatives. And this was actually the guy on top of the tower, if you remember his name there. But take out a couple guys there. But that's the one downfall of having that laser sight. That was a really easy kill. I was just aimed down sight. I had my M13 out because I know the damage of the M13 is higher than the Bass P. Obviously, the speed of the Bass P is better, but I knew where he was, so I had my AR out to take him out a lot quicker than my SMG. So the guy flies back in. If you guys have seen some of my other tips and tricks videos, I guess, with solos, I typically don't recommend flying back in on your stuff unless you know it is 100% clear. Or you're just going to be an absolute easy kill for these guys, man. They're around the area still. Maybe they have their loadout like me. The last thing you want to do is fly back on your stuff and get smoked. You know, give up that easy death to someone that already has their loadout. You're pretty much just a sitting duck. You're flying in with whatever gun they give you, and then also with 2 plates, which is definitely gonna put you at a disadvantage there. We have a guy over here. We are gonna kind of play this slow on the gas. I don't want to push this because I don't want to put myself out in the open. If you guys notice here, I do have a couple escape routes, right? So if this dude comes around the corner here and starts to blast, I can go behind this wall. And then if you look behind me when I move, I actually do have a little bit of cover behind me too. So if I need to get out, I can just head to the left, which I end up doing because there is a guy on top of this hill. So I just go left, and I always have that cover there just in case I need it, bro. So we end up getting behind cover, and hitting the dude didn't crack him, so we're still, again, kind of slow playing it. If I push that, he could have been sitting around the other side of the hill, just waiting for me to come through. But we hear some gunfire over here, so when I hear gunfire, one, of course, that gives me the opportunity to third party. And 2, it's going to mask some of the footsteps of others coming up. You know, maybe there's some people fighting down here and they're shooting. They don't hear footsteps because the audio sucks in this game. And we can sneak in there and get the kill, get in the fight without them really knowing that we're there. Also, there's a bomb drone coming. If there's a bomb drone, make sure to close all the doors. Bomb drones can't open doors unless they explode. But something else when it comes to like the gunfights, people are going to be locked on each other. So that's a lot of times when I die, I'm getting shot by someone that's not even in the fight, that's maybe way off on a different building or in a different area, because I'm focused on this one-on-one fight. I'm really not paying attention to my surroundings, and that's what a lot of people do, obviously, right? So that is a good opportunity to get in the fight while they're focused on each other. You can sneak in and get yourself some easy kills there. So that's going to help just getting some kills and making it a little bit easier for you guys. So 6 players left only. We have 13 kills. 32K, bro. All right, look at that. We got 32K. Just like, as I mentioned when we were back a little bit ago at that buy station where I bought UAV, I popped it, and I kind of got away from the buy station. This is exactly what I do in this case because I want to know where people are at before I just start buying things. Of course, I still have 26K. I can buy more UAVs, make sure I have a self, get my durable, whatever I need to do, even buy loadout if I have to. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead, buy a UAV. I'm going to pop it to see if there are anybody in the area, and then I'm going to go back to the buy station when I know it's safe. So I pop it. There isn't anyone on this level right next to me. They're above me. We end up buying a precision to precision that, try to get them off the roof. But it allows me to get an idea of where people are at, so I'm not dying as I am trying to buy some stuff. So end up getting the guy on the roof. Also, there was a guy below us that we saw in the UAV. So we took him out through the smoke, just kind of blindly fired there because aim assist doesn't really work in the smoke. But big thing when it comes to end game especially, man, if you've accumulated enough cash, when I'm not only just buying UAV, I'm trying to get advanced UAV, which will give you, you have to buy 3 UAVs, which we do have 29K for. We have plenty of money for. But what that's going to do is going to give you 60 seconds of UAV, but also, more importantly, it's going to identify those enemies that have ghost. So I'm going to try to find those ghosted enemies because obviously solos is a very ghost focused. They don't want you to know where they're at, obviously, and positioning is probably the most important thing in solos. So I would say positioning is probably even more a little bit more important than actually the fights themselves. So we see this guy on the UAV right below, throws up the recon drone, man, and right now it is a 1v1, and you guys can see that he was ghosted, I believe, before I popped the advanced UAV, but I know exactly where he's at, not only where he's at, but where he's looking. One of the disadvantages for advanced UAV, however, or if you pick up that comms vest, you also do get advanced UAV when you just pop one. The one downfall of that is it doesn't show you what level they're at. If they're in a building, it doesn't say up, down, whatever. It just shows you one dot, shows you where they're looking. But in this case, this guy is down below. There's nowhere else he could be. So we know exactly where he's at. And the advanced UAV pretty much wins the game for me, man, because now I know exactly where he's at. I know exactly how to approach this fight. And again, you guys can see I'm still kind of slow playing it, you know, ADSing around the corner, just kind of peeking here and there. I'm not really jumping right in to get into the fight, but we see him in the water, end up taking him out easily. Also, that ping is very important, especially in the water, man. You can see as I'm shooting, I ping him right there, so I know exactly where he's at. When I down him, I can just follow that ping and get the win, man. So pinging enemies, I just kind of do it right now just as a default thing, almost automatically, so I'm not really thinking about it. But that is it, man. That's the game. Hopefully you guys picked up something from this gameplay. If you did, let me know in the comments below, man. Also, if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, let me know. I'm going to be putting out more gun builds, putting out different types of Call of Duty videos, maybe even some challenge type videos. But anyway, guys, if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that thumbs up, man. Sub to the channel. As always, I appreciate you for stopping by. I hope this video makes your day a little bit better. Peace.